What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this video. If you're new to the channel, please do drop a like and please do subscribe. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a hoodie and a jacket in my studio, it is stupidly cold. It is -1, which, yeah, to me that's actually really cold. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has returned, and, well, last week saw the return, and it was really, really good. The show is back. It has come back to critical acclaim. It's finally getting some recognition that it deserves, even though seasons 1 to 3 were a bit. But season 4 reinvented it, and season 5 has brought it back, baby. It is back, and we're continuing on the storylines, the really mystical storylines that we've had, that were introduced in the episodes 1 and 2, the two-parter that was on last week. Now, the team are split. We've got Yo-Yo, we've got Mac, Coulson, and our new friend. They are over in the salvage team. We've also got Simmons, who is now some sort of slave for Cassius, which is the Kree sort of leader. And we've also, as well, we have got Daisy, who is working with Virgil. And now, I don't mind this team being split. And there's 3 different storylines throughout this episode, which is obviously the salvage team at Coulson trying to get to Earth and work out what Virgil was doing. And then we've also, as well, we've got an Inhuman kind of being coached by Simmons. And we also have Daisy trying to get into Cassius's kind of room thing. So the salvage team will really, it was cool. I actually quite liked the fact that they were really on the back foot here. They really were sort of, they couldn't do anything, and it had to really become ingenious and work out a way to stop this. And I have to say, I didn't really like Yo-Yo in the previous seasons. I wasn't that interested, but I really do like the character this season. I don't know if it's the writing, but the writing does seem a lot better this season for kind of the characters who aren't in the spotlight. And I never really cared about Mac either. I didn't really care about him in season 4. But here, he's a lot more interesting. He's got a lot of funny quips, and I like the fact that he takes umbrage when he was asked to go and kill one of the guard that was looking after them. He just didn't want to kill, he didn't want to murder, because, well, that would be completely wrong, which, it's shady. It's a very grey area, but that group then found out that Virgil was actually working on something else. He was actually in contact with another being, or something at least, and he had an interesting mystery to unravel. And they get the trawler, and they manage to actually kind of do over the guy who's looking after them. And they get to Earth, well, they sort of get to Earth, but they're flying around, and they've got a mysterious broadcast that is coming from the Earth's kind of base, kind of the surface of it. So you got to wonder who actually is that. Now, obviously, it is a big mystery, and this whole thing is just really weird. I mean, it could all simply just be inside the framework, and this could just be Fitz trying to get them out of the framework, but I can't see them doing the fact that they're all in the framework. That'd be really bad. That'd be such a total cop-out. I wouldn't like that one bit. But they mention Earth 616, or at least they mention 616. So that is where the group needed to go to, and they get that mysterious broadcast. Now, who could that be? Obviously, we know that the surface of Earth is inhabited. Well, you can go down there, you can breathe, but you will be killed just like the expendable kind of guy at the end of the episode. So it's not looking good for if you want to actually escape. So there really is nowhere to escape whatsoever. Now, 616, if you don't know, is actually what Earth's designation in the multiverse is. So in Marvel Comics, there are the huge multiverses. Just like over in DC Comics, there are multiverses. It's just a big thing. It's a very popular trope for comic book creators, because then you can just bring someone else over. If someone dies, you can replace them. You can kind of fold them into one multiverse. You want to bring characters all into one continuity. And the designation is Earth 616, which was brought in Fantastic Four #1. So that's pretty cool that they mentioned that. That is a big thing. So the question now remains is is this Earth 616, or are they in a different multiverse? So or are they in a different Earth, which is really, really mind-blowing when you think about it. They're going to bring in multiverse theory, which hasn't really been done properly in MCU, really. They introduced it in Doctor Strange, but they haven't been like, oh, I've got a doppelganger over on a different Earth, or things like that. That's very much a kind of DC TV kind of Arrowverse thing, which I love to do. So we also have a mention of a multiverse theory from Deke, who is a kind of a really knockoff version of Star-Lord. And he mentions it to Daisy, and Daisy's the one who actually kills or kind of destroys the Earth. So the question now remains here is, are we in an alternate reality? Is this either a different timeline, or is it simply an alternate reality, which I think is really, really cool. I really do like the fact that they might be in a different reality and Fitz has to get them out, and this is possibly what the white part of the monolith actually is. So they could be actually in a completely different reality. But Daisy's actually been kind of really betrayed now, which really, I was a bit, this doesn't make sense, but when I thought about it, I was like, hold on, Deke, they're kind of, all these dudes look the same. And Deke actually knows that she destroyed the Earth, or at least he suspects her to have destroyed the Earth, which I don't know how they can trust that within the framework. That doesn't really make any sense because, you know, the agents weren't really Hydra. But yeah, so as far as he's concerned, she's the one who destroyed the Earth, and she wants to turn her in because, well, he deems her as dangerous and things like that, and she could destroy the lighthouse. So that sort of works. I can see where they've gone with that. But Simmons is going to have to wait to be saved. Now, Simmons had a really, really good storyline. We introduced Inhumans again to the show, and we know that they are in the far, far future, and they're going through Terrigenesis, which would make sense because the Kree actually created the Inhumans. So they're the ones who created the Inhuman gene and things like that in the Kree-Skrull War. So that's really cool. I really, really did like what they did with this storyline. I thought it was a really fantastic, great acting as well by everyone involved. And she has to work on this Inhuman girl. She has to save her, but she's really been kind of just sold to someone else who I couldn't find any mention of these kind of red-eyed humanoid characters, because they're obviously not I thought they would be like people who survived Earth and things like that, who were sort of maybe, I don't know, but supreme beings or kind of put high up kind of in the government or whatever, but they're not. They simply were just another race, which I if you know who they are, I would simply love to know who you think those people actually are. But they have bought this Inhuman girl, and it was quite savage, really. The show is on a later time, so we can actually see that guy have his insides completely kind of just destroyed, which is really, really cool. I actually quite like that fight. Bit harrowing seeing a little girl be beaten up, but she won in the end. So it was a bit of a hard to watch scene for me personally, but the end result was good, only for her to be sold off to this mysterious slave trader. So it seems like KCS is actually getting all these humans and actually putting them through Terrigenesis, and then he is selling them off to different people around the galaxy. So there is a wider galaxy here. We're introduced to the open scene of the universe, which is really awesome. I really do like that, and I'm really hoping that we see more of this as well, because the cosmic part of the MCU is going to be massive after Avengers 4. This is really going to be a huge part, especially maybe in Avengers 4, because Captain Marvel is coming out before it. So they're simply carrying on with this. So I'm hoping we can get introduced to some more people. Maybe we'll see Skrulls in this. I doubt it. I doubt they'll introduce it in this, which would be a real crying shame. However, it might. It just might, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. continues to defy everything. And I'm hoping that this isn't the last season, because they've just really kind of found their stride with this show. And this episode was really, really good. And I can't wait to see where, or kind of what this kind of mysterious broadcast is. I personally think it is Fitz. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. I've got a Gotham and maybe something else later on. And I'm going to do a live stream as well tonight. So please do drop a like, please do subscribe. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.